regardless of who, what, or where you are in your life. Rejoining the Kpft community creates a bond we all share, a love for this great radio station and what it stands for. As part of its mission, Kpft is committed to promote peace through everything we do, by presenting news, music, and viewpoints that help us to understand more about our world and the people around us, to give a voice to the voiceless, providing a radio-based platform for people and points of view that might otherwise go unheard.
Next up is Sonny, line 2. Phone number here, 713-526-5738. You were listening to the New Capital Show here on 90.1 Kpft FM Houston. We've got about 15 minutes left. Sonny, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
There was a video released today called Fall of the Republic. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Google it, Fall of the Republic.
Okay.
It's at prisonplanet.tv, and there's a wonderful place here in Houston, HoustonTruth.org. If you check out our website, we cover all of this. And I think most of your listeners would agree that it really is a two-part dictatorship, because why in the world does Richard Ed Cheney keep showing up in our media and then attacking the president and him really not returning a blow to him? So it's obvious the shadow elite, the unseen hand, really is these people like Dick Cheney, Rumsfeld, who used to work and has stock in Monsanto, the people that are going to be putting Codex Alimentarius on us. So we are having victories, but we have to keep identifying the enemy, and we have to back up from the Mona Lisa and take in everything.
Sonny, thanks. Thanks for the call. The site that Sonny is citing is Prison Planet. It's put out by somebody named Alex Jones. And this looks to be a conspiracy theory about Obama. Either Sonny's confused or he's slipping in kind of in a sideways fashion a plug for this site. But this basically is saying that President Obama is, behind martial law or something like that. I don't know. To me, it's just paranoia. But we can't wallow in conspiracy theories. We've got to roll our sleeves up. We got to fix things. We got to organize together. We can sit here and we can talk about conspiracy theories, or we can create some businesses, and we can build electric cars. We can price carbon properly. All this conspiracy theory stuff, it's just crackpot crap. And it's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy. So don't be sucked in by it. The conspiracy theorists are going to be nowhere. Clint, let's take Clint on line 4. Clint, welcome to the New Capital Show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little bit taken back by, I guess, what I'm hearing from you in regards to just labeling someone as a conspiracy theorist, because that term seems to be thrown around like communist was back in the 50s and 60s. It's like as soon as someone says something that's alternative to what the mainstream puts out, all of a sudden they're a nut job. They're wearing tinfoil hats. They're a conspiracy theorist. And I mean, have you even bothered to look into any of the things that this guy was talking about that previously called? I mean, are you?
I'm looking at a website right now, Clint, that talks about how to survive martial law in America. This is a banner.
I mean, do you know? You're here in Houston, don't you know that? When I came through, that we were pretty close to being under martial law. I mean, I was at Taco Bell, waiting 50 minutes to stand in line for a cold taco when as soon as 10 o'clock hit, they shut the power down on Westheimer, and I had to be in my house or I was going to get fined $3,000. I mean, that's martial law, man.
When I came through. And how you doing right now? Are you still under martial law?
Not now, but I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen again.
Okay, and this is referring to what on this particular website of a Mr. Alex Jones? Is he referring to martial law during Ike? Or is he referring...
No, he's referring to a potential martial law that could happen again.
I see. Okay, cool.
And I mean, I also lived in Los Angeles during the riots, and I mean, we saw martial law take place during that time as well,
Okay.
So it's not like it can't happen.
All right.
It totally can happen.
I got it.
And I mean, but why would you be so prejudiced against people, because you say that they're nuts and they're conspiracy theorists without actually even considering what they're saying? I mean, that's to me as closed-minded as anybody I've ever heard of.
I will tell you because we haven't even seen a crime I mean, these are allegations of conspiracies without anything having happened. There's no martial law in this country that I can tell.
You don't know that it hasn't happened, though. You don't know that it hasn't happened.
The only way they can pass this bill is by creating and sustaining a panic atmosphere. Many of us were told in private conversations that if we voted against this bill on Monday, that the sky would fall, the market would drop 2,000 or 3,000 points the first day, another couple thousand the second day, and a few members were even told that there would be martial law in America if we voted no. That's what I call fear-mongering. The only way to pass a bad bill, keep the panic pressure on.
In a barely noticed development last week, the Army stationed an active unit inside the United States. The Infantry Division's 1st Brigade team is back from Iraq, now training for domestic operations under the control of U.S. Army North. The Consequence Management Response Force, CCMRF, or CSMRF for short, in the Army Times newspaper last month noted, in addition to emergency response, the force, quote, may be called upon to help with civil unrest and crowd control. When Democracy Now! Spoke to Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Goodpaster, a public affairs officer for NORTHCOM, she said the force would have weapons stored in containers on site as well as access to tanks, but the decision to use weapons would be made at a far higher level, perhaps by Secretary of Defense, SecDef. What about the governors? The SecDef, Secretary of Defense, would be able to preempt the governors in a decision whether these soldiers would use their weapons on U.S. soil?
No, this basically only boils down to self-defense. Any military force has the inherent right to self-defense. And if the situation was inherently dangerous, then potentially the Secretary of Defense would allow them to carry their weapons. But it would only be for self and unit defense. This force has got no role in civil disturbance or civil unrest, any of those kinds of things. They have been involved in situations overseas, and when they do escalate, the soldiers have a lot of experience with seeing the indicators and understanding it. So I would say that our soldiers are trustworthy. They can deploy in the homeland, and American citizens can be confident that there will be no abuses.
This purpose is lethal munitions could cause risk of injury to those who remain. Of the Pennsylvania crimes.
Keep moving! You guys said it yourself! 50 miles! Let's get this one!
Clint wants me to prove that martial law has been secretly declared in this country